Okay, so you're a few days in to the no spend challenge, and today I wanted to talk about tracking. So, tracking is one of the key things you're going to learn throughout this no spend challenge in terms to carry forward when dealing with your finances. Okay, so you're going to notice that linked below you have this no spend challenge tracking sheet, and I can't take credit for this. I found it on the internet. I thought it was the greatest. The lady who created it has her information here, but it is perfection. So this is what I'm using, and this is great. So what it's showing is that right here, so color the dots green on the days where you don't spend. Now again, keep in mind this is extras. Obviously, you're going to spend on groceries and necessities. If you didn't catch the blog, I'll link it below again on how the no spend challenge works and deciphering between necessities and things that can maybe wait. Okay, so when you color it green, it just means that you haven't spent anything on extras like shopping or drive-through XYZ. Okay, and then it says color the dots red when you do. So if you hit up drive-through on the weekend, you're gonna color your dot red. It's not the end of the world. We're not looking for perfection here. The motive of this challenge is just to bring awareness to where your money's going. So what happens is, so say you did hit up drive-through and you colored your dot red, you're gonna write above there how much you spent. Whether it was drive-through, whether it was a shopping spree, maybe it was both, you're gonna write up how much, because the goal of this no spend challenge is to see our money leaks and see how much money is leaking out of our account when we're not really even aware of it, because some of these purchases or spending habits can be unintentional. They could be impulse related. So it's just bringing an intention to our spending habits. But what you'll see here is, so far I've had green days this month, and what I did was I'm keeping track of how much money I've saved, because when I normally would have spent money. So April 1st fell on a Friday. Friday, we usually get takeout. We've been doing it for 12 years as a family. Always, Friday was takeout, pizza and wings, whatever it may be. So I went ahead and I wrote down how much I saved, because we did not do takeout. For the first time in 12 years, we ate in, and we had chicken Alfredo cooked here in the house. So I wrote down $55, because that's what it probably would have cost us if we had got pizza and wings. And then in green, on the second day, we went through drive-through at Tim Hortons. Okay, now we had gift cards, so it didn't cost anything out of pocket, but I wanted to track that because we did go through, and if we hadn't had the gift cards, this is what it would have cost us. So $11. Okay, so that's how you're going to track. And then how you're going to do it is, so some other things that I've been tracking is I'm just writing notes all over my sheet. If you want to do it in a notebook, that's totally fine, just as long as at the end of the month you've painted a picture of, you know, where your money has went. This is what this is about. It's just bringing awareness to your habits. And I like to say, when you're participating in a no spend challenge, is focus your intention away from spending or wanting to spend money to how much you can cut back, and challenge yourself, how much can I save myself or my family this month? And earning. How much have I earned this month? Do you ever track how much is coming into your bank account? Maybe you've gone through your closet and you have stuff to sell. That's extra money, right? So those of us who experience money leaks or can never really get ahead, so in terms of credit card debt, or maybe you don't keep a credit card balance, but yet you feel like there's never enough money in your bank account, some of the time it can be due to impulse spending and impulse shopping, which is a totally different topic than what we're talking about today. But because why that happens is because we're focused on the task of getting something to either fill a void or to get that dopamine hit, or just because we're bored. I want you to take that energy of that feeling of, okay, I've got to shop today. I want to browse today. I want something. I feel like I need something today. It's almost like the same with sugar. You feel like you need that treat. It's kind of the same thing. But if you take that intention and that energy that you're focusing on, needing that pick me up, and focus towards on saving and earning, it gives you a different focal point. Okay? Instead of focusing on, wanting more, you're focusing on, okay, how much can I earn this month? Maybe I have a yard sale, maybe I have things I want to sell, or how much can I save this month? So you're flipping the script, okay? And I write about this in the blog as well. So that is a way you can use to focus your intention as you continue to go through the month. But I just want to show you how I'm tracking here. So we talk about in the academy a place, there's a section for credit cards, and we talk about going through your credit card statement to address money leaks. And sometimes sneaky ones can be subscriptions, whether that's small little subscriptions, maybe like $10 a month that you are using for apps, or maybe it's subscriptions for your kids' apps. They add up. So what I wanted to do for this no spend challenge and moving forward is I went in and I addressed my own subscriptions, and I had 5 subscriptions that automatically come off my credit card, and I went in and I canceled them all. I didn't need them. Wasn't a necessity. I'm going balls to the walls with this challenge to really find the money leaks. So anyways, I went in and I canceled them. So one was for, I don't even know what they were for. The biggest one was a $62 a month subscription. And that was a subscription box that I had been getting for a few months now, just because it was a nice treat for me and a nice surprise to see what came every month. But because I'm being very cautious with our money right now and trying to manage our money better, not necessarily better, but more intentionally, because we have different goals now. We have different goals. So opposed to, just being frivolous with our money and spending it freely, just living life, we want to pay down the mortgage, and that's a goal that we're working towards. So I'm willing to cut and sacrifice things that I don't necessarily really need so that we can do that. So it was a $62 a month subscription. I canceled that, and there was a couple others. So also another one was Ella went back to school. So obviously childcare would not be a red day, because if you have kids, you need childcare in order to go to work. So it would be a green day. You would factor it into your non-negotiables. However, this wasn't really a non-negotiable for us because Ella's school aged. We had just allowed her to be in this camp that she wanted to do a couple days a week, which is $80 a week for her to participate in. Now she has made the decision to go back to school. So I've wrote down here, we will save $160 this month from having Ella go back to school, no longer needing that full day care from the camp. We have saved $55 from the takeout so far that we would have done on Friday. And of course, I'll do that every Friday because that was a habit that we did have. And then the $11 from the drive-through that we went on yesterday, but we had a gift card. So I have calculated all these leaks here. So between Ella going back to school, not needing the daycare, saving on takeout, drive-through, and canceling all the subscriptions that were I guess you'd call auto-renewed, so they automatically charged my credit card every month. We have saved so far this month, I have it written down up here, and keep in mind, it's only the 3rd of April, so this means we're 3 days into the challenge, and I calculated so far we have saved $357.12. That is massive. That is huge for 3 days of the month. Can you imagine what the total is going to be by month end? So this is just, I want to give perspective here of how this challenge works. And then if you want to add to it, I also sold off some clothing from my closet, and I've earned $70. So what's that? $357 plus 70. I'm not a mathematician, so let's just add this here. $427 extra in the bank account 3 days into this challenge. Isn't that incredible? So I wanted to come on today and talk to you guys about tracking, because this is a key part. It's one thing to participate in this challenge and be mindful of your spending and, you know, coloring the dots green and red, but it is a total other game when you track it, because then you can really put pen to paper. You create this picture of, wow, no wonder I'm living paycheck to paycheck. No wonder I can't pay my credit card. No wonder there's no money in my bank, right? Because we are addressing these money leaks. $427 so far this month that we have saved or accumulated just by being intentional with the spending. So I wanted to make sure I came on today and discussed the importance of tracking, and that you can get your sheet, and I highly advise you do the visual, do the green, the red, and track, whether it's in the corners of the sheet or above the dots, like I have here, or it's a completely different tracker. Tracking is key. It's going to paint the picture for you, and after the month's done, you're going to be able to decide what you plan to do moving forward, and seeing how much money is left over in your bank account, whether you take that chunk of money and pay off some debt, or whatever you want to do with it, right? So that's all I've got for today. Grab your sheet below. The link to the blog is below in case you need to refresh your memory on how this challenge works, and keep up the good work.